Friends, how are you doing? That's great. Are you okay? I'm good. This is lesson 6. The previous lesson that we discussed last time was that types of calendar, lesson 5. Today's lesson that is lesson 6, writing, as a part of unit 2. Writing. We are going to see that how do you develop a paragraph writing? In other words, it's paragraph writing. Paragraph writing. Paragraph writing. Before I proceed to this lesson, let me remind you some pointers that we discussed last time. We have been talking about in the previous session, that was lesson 5, we were talking about comparison. That was as a structure and not as structure and not so as structure. So we're talking about in different forms of adjectives, the way how we were talking and using adjectives in different contexts. You remember, students, I was trying to give you some of the pointers that you have to bear about the comparatives. So those adjectives which belongs to one syllabic words, and those adjectives which belongs to more than two syllabic words, and what do they take again while we are making in the case of comparison, ER, what kind of words are taking ER in their adjective forms? They are all one syllabic words. The same is true when it comes in the case of more than two syllabic words, they usually take that is more in the case of what? Comparison. And we said that as is a very important part of comparison. So when we use as a structure, so as to compare two people or two things. But the adjective remains always positive degree. For instance, as tall as clever as big as small as thin as, etc. The same is true in the case of negative form, not as plus, that is adjectives, one syllabic word, is possible. So this was the activity that we were trying to do in the previous lesson. So today we'll see lesson 6. This is lesson 6. Writing, paragraph writing. Students, what is about paragraph writing? How do you write your paragraph? Have you ever written any paragraph before? Good. I would like to tell you what paragraph means. There are different kinds of paragraphs in English. So let me give you one sample example, for instance. I'm sure that how to make coffee. Yeah. In order to make coffee, there are a lot of procedures. So as to use the coffee in the right order. What do you do first? So, while you are writing a paragraph, so as how to make a coffee, and how to make a dough, or how to make tea, or how to manipulate or use computers, all these are a part of a paragraph. So, paragraph is a kind of text which tells about only one kind of idea. So, to explain about something, explain. And if you like to tell about the process, explain means that just telling the order of something. Yeah, in order to explain about something, what do you do in your vacation time? So this is explanation. And the process is, as I have the example just showed you previously, a process, how to make that is coffee. So what kind of procedure do you use? Or when you conduct an experiment in the laboratory, please. And then what do you do? Just you are ordering or setting up different procedures. This is what? A process. What do you do? Therefore, one kind of paragraph is a kind of paragraph which explaining or processing or informing about something. Information even, right? Information. Yeah. How to find somewhere. Yeah, and how to get it. What is this? Just detailed information. So we can use the first paragraph. Let's go and the second one, second paragraph. What kind of paragraph is it? I'm sure. Have you ever described your friends? Have you ever described the event as school parents or parents' day in your school? Have you ever visited somewhere and describe it, what it looks like, the place? And have you ever read any of the story which is consisted of different kinds of descriptions? So this kind of what writing paragraph is what we call it, just telling about the physical appearance of somebody. It's maybe the place, it's maybe an event, etc. This is the second paragraph. So while you are using second paragraph, students, don't forget adjectives are very important. Yeah, that's why we are talking about description. Descriptions are there full of what? Adjectives. With no adjectives, you can't form a paragraph. Anyways, I'll give you some sample examples here now. So listen very carefully about these paragraphs. And the other one is, come on, let me tell you that. Many thanks. How did you spend your vacation? How did you spend your summertime last time? How do you spend your weekends? Yeah. How do you spend your time somewhere else? Whatever it is. Maybe at your relatives' home. It's maybe a special ceremony, the wedding ceremony. It's maybe the birthday ceremony. How is it going on? So while you are just telling that story, what happened in it, how you enjoyed it, and how you make fun about that situation, this is what we call it, just narrating or telling someone a story, past story, in short. So when you think about here now, don't forget that tense are very important. What kind of tense is it, my students? Past tense. Very nice. Past tense. Past tense is very important tense in order to write what? A narrative paragraph or telling about what happened in the previous time. And the fourth one is, let me give you that. The fourth one is good. I'm sure. What do you think is very important? Studying alone or studying together with your friends? I'm sure you agree with that. Yeah, studying just together is very important. Or some of you are just keen on studying alone. It's dependent on the students or your interests. But I personally like just studying together is very important. It helps us to what? Share different kinds of experience. Other students don't like to study together. Rather, they want to make themselves alone, reading by themselves. So while you are writing this kind of paragraph, oh, I like studying alone because I do have different kinds of reading. When I study alone, I'm able to have different kinds of concentration and read it very carefully. What I need, very important point is when things are silent and okay. Others may say that, oh, I like reading together. I like reading with my friends. That's why, because when I study with my friends, I feel so happy. That's why, because my friends share me different kinds of ideas. I will have a lot of opportunities to get new knowledge, new information, new words, new system, the way how to solve my problem, and their strategies to look now. Therefore, this kind of paragraph is what we call it, just your personal point of view. So let me write it simply. Studying alone and studying in group, in groups or group. Both are possible. Studying alone and studying in group. It's up to you. It's dependent on you. Therefore, these are the four important paragraphs about what paragraph means that. Let's go. We are going to practice now. The first one, explain, process, and information. Let me give you one sample example. Come on. Explain or explanation. Explanation. For instance, I'm going to ask you some question. What are you planning to do? What are you planning to do? You see, you have to ask this question and answer about this question. What are you planning to do? Yeah, we are planning to make what? To make a journey. A journey. Where? We don't know still now. All right, and then next, where are you planning to do? Where are you planning to go? To go. Where are you planning to go? Okay, in our free time, vacation time, we are planning to visit what? Entoto Park. Entoto Park. That is your plan. Entoto Park, that's a place. Yeah. Therefore, your plan is, we are planning, where are you planning to go? Just to visit Entoto Park. Good. Very nice. Why? When do you go Entoto Park? Good. When do you go to Entoto Park? Or when you go Entoto Park? Maybe during vacation. During vacation. In your free time. Yeah, don't forget these are very important issues. Good. Why are you planning to go there? Why are you planning to go there? There stands for, that is Entoto Park. Why are you planning to go there? To entertain. Yeah, to enjoy ourselves. To entertain. To entertain. Okay, we are welcome to add some other questions too, related with this as. So what do we need for this journey? Good. What do we need from this journey? Come on. What do we need? We need for this trip or journey. They are both same. What do you need? There are a lot of materials that are necessary so as to equip in order to entertain ourselves, just to enjoy with our friends. That's why we are making all these trips along with our friends, along with teachers, or along with families, etc. So these are the basic important questions. Based on these questions, I have already just tried to give you some pointers that shows or concerns about each question. To make a journey into our park during vacation, to entertain. All these words are, or phrases are important so as to build the paragraph. What kind of paragraph? Still now, we are talking about the explanations, okay? What we need. Very nice. Now let's go and form the paragraph. Good. Let's go the paragraph. You start your paragraph. We are planning to visit Entoto Park. We are planning to visit Entoto Park. Our journey begin at 6 a.m. morning. we all agree to share some money which help us for this program. And then we all keep the materials we need for the journey. And thanks so much. Now you are welcome to finish this paragraph. You see now, as much as possible, I tried to show you that some sample paragraph, not yet completed. But you are welcome to finish you yourself just by your own words. We are planning to visit the park. This is our journey, begin at 6 p.m. The program is there, and the place is already stated there. The kind of materials, what we need is there. As many is one kind of material. Plastic bottles is necessary, that the food and basic goods and some other important issues has to be considered here now. So you are able to make your paragraph just using in such a way. Good. Now I would like to give you another kind of paragraph which stands about what? That is what? Descriptive. Descriptive. Or before that, let me add one more example about process. Let's see. Process writing. How to make coffee. This is process writing. The previous one was explanation. Yeah. That is a part of what? Explaining something. Now let's go. Process is also one part of our day-to-day life. You see? Yeah. For instance, how to make coffee. Yeah. How to brush your teeth. Yeah. How to manipulate your computer. And different activities. That's why these are the part of routine life that we are implementing our day-to-day activities. Therefore, how to make coffee. What did you first? Yeah, these are the basic questions are very important. Yeah, don't forget that to design some questions that are related in order to write this paragraph. Yeah, while you are making different kinds of questions, you are able to develop a very beautiful and soundish paragraph, my students. Right? Therefore, you are possible to perform it at home too. How to make coffee? What do you do first? Yeah. First, you see, don't forget this one. These are very important words. First, then, next, after that, finally. These are sequence. That's why we are talking about process writing. First, we wash the coffee beans properly. First, we wash the coffee beans properly, definitely. It's no doubt at all, yeah. Then, we roast it until it becomes brown. Until it becomes brown. Look the process. first, then. How about next? Next, we grind the coffee beans with mortar and pestle. After that, we put some amount of water in the pot or kettle, in other words, etc. You are welcome to finish. Finally, you have a very beautiful coffee. This is the way how to write a process of making coffee. Let me add one more about descriptive one. The descriptive one, talking about describing about the events. You see, the events. Yeah, let's go. And I live in a beautiful and neat, cozy room. My room is posted the pictures on the wall. In front of the main gate, there is a fixed clock timer on the wall. At the right of my room, there is a big shelf which has full of books, etc. Now, this is a kind of paragraph which is standard for referring to what? The descriptive form, or how to describe a room. You see, beautifully, that's common, is a common adjectives. Neat is here now, the coffee is one, and the other one that is posted is in another form. And there is also, okay, timer on the wall at the right of the room. There is a big shelf, you see. Yeah, some are, the adjectives are common while you are writing the descriptive form. Yeah, you are welcome to write the descriptive writing in such a way. If there are adjectives in your paragraph, you are welcome to develop your paragraph, short texts. So, in order to develop or promote your writing skill, just don't forget that asking different questions that I was trying to answer in the previous activity. Let's come to the next one, that is talking about last. What happened last time? Is maybe what happened last summer. It may be what happened in your birthday? What happened when you were KG or kindergarten? These are all talking about the past events. What happened last time? What happened in the last summer, last vacation? Good. I'm going to write a story or what happened last time. Last week, I went to Adama to visit my cousins. I met with them and played different games. We went to the town's public library and read different stories. After we came back from the library, we told to our parents what we read there. I was surprising about the victory of the tortoise. That story taught me a lot of things. Look, this is stories, all right? Yeah, in every part of the story, I haven't finished the story yet. Anyway, you are welcome to develop your paragraph in such a way. So hopefully that's when we meet next time. Yes, I'm going to give you one activity. That is, you are going to write a paragraph. Do you like studying alone or studying in groups? Hopefully, just write it at home. Till we meet next time, see you. Goodbye, students. See you.